We've got a consent. Senator from the 19th recognized for a point of personal privilege. Please give the senator your attention. Senator from the 19th, distinguished majority leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. If I could ask the senators to take a seat, something that's pretty important to me. Senators, as you know, and as you heard from the well a few days ago, I made a fairly passionate call for you to examine the fact that the Chamber of Commerce was engaging against a company that wants to come to Georgia and spend a couple $100 million and hire several hundred people. And as you'll see in a letter I'm putting on your desk, that the Chamber has agreed to give 100% support to stopping this company from coming to Georgia. Now, most of you all know, in fact, many of you have had the opportunity to have dinner in my restaurant down in Lyons. And over the years, I've started about 10 companies. Some of them hadn't done so well, and some of them had done pretty good. Some of them I'm still paying out of debt. And I should know a little bit about business. And so, you know, in this fight that I've had with the hospitals and on behalf of this good company that wants to come to Georgia and fighting the Chamber of Commerce, I've realized that I can't win. Even though I'm fighting for all those people out there suffering from cancer, I can't win. So what I am doing is I'm creating a CON for restaurants so that I can ensure my viability into the future and that we can protect all the people of Georgia from eating bad food. Now, if you're in the restaurant business, it may get a little complicated because CON can get complicated, but just bear with me. Now, what we're going to call this is the Georgia Authority on Gastronomic Suppliers, GAGS for short. There'll be 17 current restaurant owners, 10 members of restaurant chains, 5 members of sole proprietors, and 2 members will represent specialty restaurants. All existing restaurants will be grandfathered in. But if you make one change in that restaurant, if you buy a new grill, create more counter space, pave your parking lot, change the color of your building, you will have to apply for a GAG certificate. Now, any new restaurant may apply once the owner has acquired all the real estate either by purchase or long-term lease, hired the staff, purchased equipment, applied for and received the appropriate license, paid all requisite fees and taxes, certified that the opening of this restaurant will not detrimentally affect any other restaurant within 60 miles in the rural areas, in the county, in the urban areas. Any new restaurant seeking certification will provide food for the hungry in the amount of 3% of their adjusted gross revenue if they accept food stamps, and 6% if they don't accept food stamps. If it wasn't so serious, you know. The hungry, we want to take care of the hungry, cannot be defined by someone who's just missed a meal. You've got to make less than 185% of the poverty level to qualify. And it's your responsibility as a new applicant to ensure that the hunger rules are applied to you. I'm sorry if it's taking a little long. It's a complicated system, the CON system. Only grandfathered GAGs certificate holders providing food for the aforementioned amount are exempt from the federal and state taxes. You can apply as a nonprofit food supplier if the Department of Food Access approves you. Any grandfathered gag certificate holders may object to your application, and those challenges the cost of those challenges in court will have to be paid by the new applicant. Now, specialties. Delicatessens may be exempt from the gag process if they are 100% owned and operated by the restaurant owner, serve only one kind of sandwich, allow only takeout service, and can be built for less than $250,000. These exempt delicatessens are not eligible for reimbursements for donated food to the hungry and are not eligible to write off any of these business losses for tax purposes and are not exempt from any business property or income tax, but may be sued if the consumption of the said sandwich results in weight gain or increase in cholesterol or blood pressure levels. Delicatessens serving American sandwiches are not eligible for this exemption because American food is considered to be a combination of several specialties, although the National Food Accreditation Commission has declared it a unique food type. Bear with me, CON is kind of complicated. Any new restaurant applying for the gag certificate must certify that all food products will not contain excess amounts of trans fat, sodium, processed sugar, white flour, and whole eggs. Any violation of these nutritional rules result in the immediate revocation of gag. See, what we're trying to get to is trying to force everybody to eat healthy. And there are a lot of restaurants out there that will lose their grandfather clause when they make changes, and then we can force them all not to serve trans fats. I'm about done, Mr. President. If you do not live up to the gag certificate, you can be faced with the imposition of $1 million fine to be paid directly to the Indigent Hungry Persons Fund. Finally, there shall be 5 moratoriums on all specialty restaurants, 5-year moratorium. While the bill may embrace the ideals of socialism, and this is a personal point, somebody gag David back there. While this bill may embrace the ideals of socialism, the end will justify the means by improving the eating habits of the general public while ensuring that restaurants stay in business by removing the barriers to success such as poor food quality and bad service and stiff competition. While I have been a long proponent of capitalism, the Georgia Chamber of Commerce has shown me the error of my ways. And I ask you to abandon the ridiculous idea that a free and open market will lead to lower prices, better quality, and a stronger economy. Finally, with the passage of the GAGS legislation, I strongly encourage GAG certificate holders to join the Georgia Chamber of Commerce at the cornerstone level so that if any free marketing entrepreneur decides that they want to come to Georgia and open up some fancy restaurant for profit without a GAG certificate, we will be able to use our financial and political influence to oppose such an action. Just think. If this bill passes according to my plans and we create a CON for restaurants, I'll be able to make a huge salary like all those nonprofit CEOs. I hope this makes you want to gag.